Okay, Pete. So we've taken a look at your track record with real estate investing. You bought your first property way back in 2007. You've built up a significant portfolio under your own financial steam with your partners as well. So speaking of your partners, let's talk a little bit about that because it's really important that it's a win-win situation for you and for them as well. So if somebody's watching this, they're probably thinking, okay, Pete, sounds interesting. You've piqued my curiosity about this investing in multifamily properties in and around Phoenix. My question would be is, if I were to invest with you, what is the amount of money that I need to bring to the table?
Well, we've got $100,000 minimum. When you buy multifamily properties, they're not cheap. And so that way it allows us to do deals with really the fewest investor partners possible, just for simplicity.
Yeah, you don't want too many cooks in the kitchen kind of thing. And that way, the fewer investor partners that you have on board, the bigger bang for their buck each person gets. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. All right. Okay. So I invest $100,000 with you, Pete. The next question would be, all right, what is the time frame that my money is going to be tied up in this deal for?
Yeah, good question. We look at every deal on a 5 to 10 year time period. So that's the way we analyze it. And really the goal with every property is to refinance when the value and the lending terms are favorable, which basically means we would be able to cash out all the investors and then potentially continue to hold and operate the profit to earn returns on money that's already been paid out.
Okay. So if I'm understanding you correctly, when your investors invest with you, it is a long-term buy and hold strategy. That's why you've been doing this for a lot of years. And the goal is to get the property refinanced as quickly as possible, but that's probably somewhere in the 5 to 10 year range. Your investors get their money out, but they still have ownership in the property. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. And then at that point, they're kind of making money on the money they've already gotten out of the property. Is that right?
That's the beauty of real estate. It's called an infinite return. And
that is an infinite return.
But that is the golden ticket right there. Yep.
But in the meantime, Pete, do people have to wait 5 to 10 years before they start seeing a return on their investment? Or is there some sort of cash flow in the meantime?
Yeah, cash flow is actually the primary consideration that we use for buying property. So usually, we'll buy properties that cash flow right out the gate or shortly after. And so within year one, there's cash flow to be distributed.
All right. Very cool. Makes a lot of sense. Now, another question people might be saying, well, it sounds really good, Pete, but I'm kind of busy. I've got my full-time job. I've got my family. I've got all this kind of stuff. I don't have much experience with real estate investing. How involved would I have to be in the day-to-day running of things if I were to partner with you?
Yeah, so our investors really don't do anything. It's more of a silent investment. I'm the operator. This is, what I've been doing for a long time now. So our investors really just invest their money and, look at their bank account once a quarter for distributions.
Makes sense. So really after the whole deal's kind of set up, maybe your investors are helping to qualify for the financing or something like that. But once the deal's all up and going, you're the guy in charge and they're more on the sidelines, but you're still in regular communication with people with reporting and whatnot, correct?
Right. Yeah. Once a quarter, we'll send out a report, let everybody know what the status is on the property and financials and anything else that's pertinent.
That's right. And if your investors, your joint venture partners want to find out what's going on in the meantime, you're always open to those conversations as well, correct?
Yep.
Makes a lot of sense. All right, there you have it. So if you're interested in finding out more about this and seeing if it might be a good fit for you, then there's a couple of things you can do. The best thing would be to click on the tab that's on this page, the Contact Us tab, pick a day and a time that works well for you, and jump on a call with Pete. And then just ask any questions that you might have. Let Pete kind of explain a little bit more in detail how everything works. And then you can see if it's a good fit for you. There's no pressure, no hassles, no twisting anybody's arms. All right, Pete. Well, this has been great. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, everybody, reach out to Pete today.